Back, everyone. This is RPG the Kid with Random Rants. We're here today to do a reaction video on next gen. Now we're in the current generation of console. We were calling it, well, at least I was calling it next gen before, but not anymore. Now we're 3 or 4 years in, so we could start calling it current gen. Anyway, they're about to unveil. Well, they already did unveil, so I'm going to react to Colt Eastwood doing a video on next gen. It just seems too soon, and it's pretty goddamn annoying. But let's go ahead and watch this video.
PlayStation is going to announce the PS5 Pro, and Xbox has even bigger plans that no one saw coming. This is Colt Eastwood. Thank you for checking out this video. Today, we're going to talk about the Xbox Series X2. We've got new insights to the roadmap for the hardware on the way. And if you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content. And let's hear about next generation starting early.
Hold up. Starting early. Okay, so what the fuck? They've done nothing with current gen so far. Well, nothing really that impressive. Nothing that really pushes, I think, the hardware so far. I mean, because I'm an Xbox user for the most. Yeah, I mean, I don't want any other console, and I don't have a souped up PC, so I play on a Series S. But anyway, I was thinking about getting the X, but now, I mean, shit, might as well wait till this X2 comes out. It looks like it may be coming out. Well, if you read the title, it looks like it may come out in 26, so a little less than 3 years from now. So that is because they're likely going to come out during the fall, like just before the holidays. They could push sales or whatever for like the next console. But I mean, for fuck's sake, man, honestly, the series, if I'm going to be completely honest, has done really not much so far from what, like Xbox One. As far as visual fidelity, the power of the console, they advertise that it's souped up, but is it really that souped up? But anyway, let's continue.
The Xbox Series consoles are now 3 years old, and how most AAA games run upscaled from 1080p. The age of the hardware is showing, especially looking at Xbox's first party. Full next-generation games will be pushing visuals beyond the current power of the hardware. Leaks from trusted insiders point to Xbox jumping ahead to next generation far earlier in 2026 with the Xbox Series X2 console. A concept for the all-digital Series X is 2024 and is likely to reduce the margin loss on console. But in 2021, Phil Spencer explained...
Okay. So, wait, hold up. So they have the all-digital Series S right now, which is, obviously less power output than the X, right? So now they're going to come out with another X console that's all digital? Why couldn't they just do that to begin with? Anyway, let's continue.
Interview that the hardware team was developing the next Xbox console. So why would Xbox want or need to get ahead of the PlayStation console when they don't specifically compete in that market in price or power? The Xbox Series consoles released in 2020 alongside the PS5 and Slim or all-digital consoles in 2023. PlayStation 5 Pro is rumored to launch in the holiday of 2024. Keep in mind that according to leaks for hardware for the PS5 Pro, this model would not noticeably boost performance from 30 to 60 FPS, as new games like Grand Theft Auto 6, according to Digital Foundry, would still run at 30 FPS across this generation of PlayStation.
Okay, so I'm not a pseudo nerd, but it seems as though the nerds really care about frames per second. Honestly, to the naked eye, unless you're really paying attention. I don't really like if they can tell, all power to them. But unless you have some type of device that's measuring, or some type of software that's measuring the output, how the fuck would you know just by looking? But anyway, let's continue.
And Xbox. With the PS5 Pro in 2024, Xbox would come out with a cross-generation Xbox Series X2 in 2026. 6 years on the generation gap, reducing that from the usual 8 years. A smart move
Too
that would
fucking early.
eliminate some of the developer friction on the Xbox hardware side that needs to work harder to optimize for the low RAM pool of the Xbox Series.
Amazon is overcharging you, but I can show you how to avoid it. This one trick can stop you from overspending on all your purchases.
Series S. Xbox wouldn't be chasing a power narrative with the Xbox Series X2 in 2026, but the console would be considerably more powerful than the PlayStation 5 Pro, a mid-gen console with advanced architecture for the Xbox Series X2, since the PS5 Pro version of games would also have to run on PS5's 2020 machine. Let's take a look at what would be in the Xbox Series X2 in 2026. The processor within the system on chip, according to the AMD roadmap, would be the 2024 era Zen 5 TSMC's 4 nanometer or 3 nanometer process. It is based off of Ryzen 8000 codename Granite Ridge, making it a massive upgrade from the 52 compute units, 3.8 gigahertz, 8-core, 16-thread CPU we have now, up to 4.2 gigahertz, 16 cores with 32 simultaneous multi-threads, a next generation processor, which is overtly technical, but understand that most games do not push the current 8 cores by design, let alone simultaneous multi-threads with 32 cores. The graphics RAM on the Xbox Series X2 would be up to current GDDR6 from 16 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes over what the PS5 Pro would have to offer at 16 gigabytes. Clock speeds would be set to improve drastically
they're just, it's just the boost sales and win the console war right now. That it's not really about quality of gaming, really. It's really not. They're already pushing this fucking thing to come out in 26 to compete with PS5. By then it'll be PS5 Pro, but honestly, I mean, the power output they just mentioned is pretty fucking impressive, but still, even though I kind of don't understand all of it, but still, like, come on, man. You could still do a lot more things on the X and S right now as far as pushing game quality. Game quality, okay? Quality, not quantity. Quality. So there's still things that they could do right now in the current generation of console that we have. They can still do extremely impressive things, you know. But I mean, God, let's continue.
The current Xbox Series X, as the new GDDR6 latency and power draw allows Xbox hardware teams to boost this new frequency inside the console while keeping temperatures stabilized, leading to better and more consistent performance. The graphics chip is what gaming fans are most interested in, and AMD's jump from the Xbox Series X,
right.
Navi 2, would be upgraded to full RDNA 3, which would still see full compatibility with the Xbox Series S and X architecture. At this point, in 2026, the console will launch with Navi 4, as Navi 5 would be hitting the desktop PCs in 2026. Navi 4 is a very modern GPU for a console price set at $500 to $600. And that's very likely where Xbox would be pricing this new console in 2026, somewhere around $550. One of the holdbacks for current generation consoles is the promise to have realistic lighting with ray tracing, and that always ended up with a trade-off of 30 FPS in quality mode. And as developers change game design to offload more processes to the CPU, it should free up this Navi 4 GPU to take on more ray tracing performance calculations, allowing games to finally run at 60 FPS on Xbox Series X2. A next generation Xbox Series X2 seems unorthodox especially as early as 2026, knowing that PlayStation will likely launch their next generation PS6 in 2028,
Oh,
meaning
cool.
that
They get a
Xbox would
2-year
have a
head
power
start.
advantage for 2 years, only to be left behind when next generation starts with the PS6. Just after the Xbox Series consoles launch,
Wait. So I'm a bit confused. All right. So it sounds like this current generation console is just mid generation. It's not a true next gen. But the one they're about to come out with, the X2, is true next gen. So they have a 2-year head start on the whole next gen. But you just now said that they'll be behind when PS5 comes out. So why would they even bother? They'll compete for 2 years, be winning, and then essentially be losing after those 2 years. Why bother? But anyway, let's continue.
that he'd rather see consoles release more in cadence with mobile phones, where most users can upgrade their phones about every 4 years. As modern games are more compatible across a wider configuration of hardware, it makes more sense to offer more choice with newer consoles more often that keep up with modern game development. Rumors of this Zen 5 processor with a Navi 4 GPU that takes another 2 to 4 times power leap from the current Xbox Series X console makes the Xbox Series X2 not only an enticing upgrade, but a necessity, as Xbox first party game developers are pushing the envelope of what games look and feel like with modern hardware. Insiders are sure that the
We'll
Xbox
see
Series
about that.
X2 would be announced at the end of 2025 for release date in holiday of 2026. This is Cold
Fucking
Eastwood. Thank you so
okay.
much.
That's all fine and dandy. But basically, it's just a cash grab, push sales, not quality games. Now, this guy just mentioned that. Oh well, you know what? X Gen is really pushing and the first party people are really pushing, dude. But are the games good? Okay, when they're pushing, next gen quality graphics, will the game actually be good? And part of that is half the battle is graphical power, I believe, because I want stuff that looks good. I don't want like stuff that looks bad or kitty or any of that shit. But fucking stuff that looks good, absolutely, that's half the battle. But are they pushing good quality games? That's the question. Okay, because they're losing the war on two fronts. Xbox is clearly the better um platform games, the platform gaming war, besides the console war, okay, is being won by PS5. Or is being won by Sony. Clearly, they have a way better lineup of exclusives than the Xbox does. I mean, we can get into that some other time, but apparently PS5 did some pretty shady shit, or the Sony people did some pretty shady shit in order to win that. But anyway, um, with these next gen games coming out on Xbox, are they going to be high quality enough as far as the game itself? Now, you could look all fine and dandy, and I love the way things look, right? I'm all about graphics and realism and all that stuff. I'm a realist when it comes to that shit. But will the game actually be fucking good? Will the games actually be good? Because so far in this current gen, we haven't seen too many. And we haven't seen too many push the envelope as far as graphical output and power. So I'm waiting for that to happen on this current gen. GTA 6 is one. There's a few Unreal Engine, 5 games that are coming out soon. But for the most part, um, I mean, I bought a Series S, and I don't completely regret it, but I kind of do because of all the shit that they said at the beginning. So I mean, we'll continue.
Checking out this video. But talking about the Xbox, Phil Spencer has said that he considers the Xbox Series X their mid gen console. So it must be along their roadmap for them to have an iterative console with a digital version. So I know there will be people in the comment section who are like, I just
You
bought a
heard of
Series
mid-gen.
X last year, or maybe this year, or you're waiting for one for the holidays. But I do know, talking to hardware leads, that power is still there and is still untapped potential. I know. If you've been around a while, you're probably wondering where are the
Exactly.
glasses. I'm wearing
Untapped
contacts.
potential.
Might get some taking
You
used to for
hit the nail right on the coffin. All right. Untapped potential. There's a lot more shit that you could do right now with the current gen of console that you haven't done yet. So, I mean, the question is, how soon will they really start doing it? I mean, apparently they got a time limit of like less than 3 years. So hopefully within the next 2 years they could be pushing out shit that's really, really up to snuff. So anyway,
you and probably for me, but it's something I want to do. And if you're here this long into the video and you're still around, maybe you do care if I look totally different or I've got beady little eyes. And hey, that's how I was born. But they're blue. They're nice, aren't they? Yeah. If you ended up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new weekly content. If you want to further support the work we're doing here on the Cody Switch channel, you can do that by hitting the join button below. That gets you.
All right. So yeah, that's it right there. Do I think they're coming out with this shit maybe a bit too early? Yeah. Apparently, X S was just a mid-gen console. Just, I mean, just trying to compete with Sony with the PS5. I mean, well, I mean that's essentially what they're trying to do in essence, obviously. But it's not about really putting out good quality shit. It's all about taking our dollar. So yeah, anyway, that's it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.